We're live. Yes, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the day 2 of the crypto week. First of all, if you can hear us and see us well, just please write a hi or something on the chat, just to make sure that we can go smoothly as usual with our event. I think so. Someone is typing. So yeah, hi, everyone. All good. Perfect. We can start. For the ones who don't know me, oh, hello, Hugo. Okay,
Hello. Sorry.
we're
Just
all
trying to
together.
find the link to join.
Good. For the ones who don't know me, my name is Chiara. I'm the marketing and events manager at Wagon in Lisbon. As usual, not alone. I'm here actually with a lot of people today, with Raquel, first of all, from the Fintech House, Diogo from ETH Lisbon, and Hugo from Utrust. I'm going to be waiting maybe just a couple of minutes to warm up and to make sure that everybody joins on time and can catch up with this event. First of all, a small disclaimer. I would like to apologize because today some of you have received an email saying that the crypto talk starts at 1 p.m. Sorry, it was an automatic email that was missed there in a loop, and it arrived to most of you. So I didn't want to spam more emails, as Livestorm sends already quite a few emails to all of you. So I didn't want to send more emails, and I was sure that you would guys understand. Okay, so thank you very much. And let's get back to today. This day is day number 2 of the Crypto Week, Crypto Talk, powered by the Fintech House. What is the Crypto Week? What is Wagon? Let's just take a step back. Wagon is a coding school that provides courses in web development and data science, either on a full-time or part-time basis. We normally do quite often free events, workshops, talks, on what we do at our best. So basically everything related to web dev and data science. We also realize that there's a big hype lately around everything that is related to blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and so on. So what did we do this time? We decided to design a special event series around this topic, and not alone, of course. We decided to partner up with the Fintech House, that is, let's say, the biggest fintech hub in Portugal. Raquel is representing them today, and she will be leading today's talk. We decided to design a mix of events with talks and practical workshops for you to have a full approach, let's say, on how you can apply data science and tech to the world of crypto. Just one last thing before we start officially this talk. I'm just going to be sharing the agenda of this week, just to make sure. I think that you guys can see. There you go. Just to have a quick look at what we have been through since the beginning of the week and what you can expect in the next days. Basically, yesterday we kicked off with our launch workshop on data analytics applied to crypto. Today, we're going to have the crypto talk at 6:30, like the other event that we're going to have, the other talk that we're going to have on Thursday. And then tomorrow, API with Python applied to crypto. We're going to have an intro to APIs, general, and then see some use cases, exploring good examples like Yahoo Finance, Binance API, CCXT API. Then a data science info session on Thursday at 6:30 to understand a little bit what we do at Wagon in terms of data science bootcamp. And you're going to be meeting Pedro also, who is a Wagon graduate, and he now works as a data scientist. And then finally, day 5, last but not least, another lunchtime workshop, very exciting one, machine learning applied to crypto. We're going to be demystify the concept of machine learning, understand what it is, what is not, looking at some great examples applied to crypto, and then finally guide you to the first steps of building your first machine learning model. All right, let's not wait more. Disable screen sharing. Okay, perfect. I think we're ready to go. Raquel, Diogo, and Hugo, the stage is yours. And if you guys have any questions, just feel free to write them on the questions tab. So right next to the chat tab, you can write your questions. You can upvote also the questions that you want to see asked one last little thing. I left a question on the poll right next to the question tab. If you have the time, just to let us know how you get to know the Crypto Week, we would really appreciate it. Okay, now let's go. Enjoy.
Thank you, Chiara, for the introduction, and thank you for the invitation to participate in this Crypto Week. It's been a great pleasure to organize this series of events, and I'm very looking forward for this talk and the rest of the initiatives that we're having this week. So I just wanted to give you all an introduction. My name is Raquel. I am part of the Fintech House, which is pretty much a fintech hub based in Lisbon. And basically what we do is that we are an initiative of Portugal Fintech, which is a non-profit association that was created in 2016 to help startups and mostly fintechs, insurtechs, and all that to grow. So all the initiatives that we created from since then are based on helping startups achieve 4 pillars of action, which are talent, capital, regulation, and mature players. And the Fintech House is one initiative that touches all of these pillars of action, because we help startups reach capital. We have a connection of investors. So if they are looking for investors, we try to connect them with some of them that can make that that could be a good match. We also help them reach talent, and this partnership with Wagon is very focused on that. And we also connect them with mature players and visibility. So there's a lot going on at the Fintech House. So if you want to be involved and want to know more about this, feel free to reach out to me. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. And so also, if you want to know more about the Fintech House, we are a co-working space for fintechs in Praça da Alegria in Lisbon. So we are looking forward to meet you if you come here, and we'll have in Friday our fantastic Friday event, which is going to be like a social gathering, and it will start more or less around 6 p.m. So feel free to join and get to know like the community and the startups that belong to the Fintech House. I would also want to thank Hugo and Diogo for accepting our invitation to participate in this talk. It's great to have you here. And so to start this session, I would like to ask Diogo to give a small introduction of himself and ETH Lisbon, and then Hugo, we can go from you as well. So thank you.
Okay. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Thank you, Raquel, for inviting me to be here. And yeah, just to introduce myself, I'm Diogo. I work for a venture builder, a Portuguese venture builder focused on innovative projects. And for a while, I've been focusing on NFT projects and trying to develop new projects in the area. And besides that, I'm part of the organization of ETH Lisbon, which is an hackathon happening here in Lisbon at the Fintech House in the end of October. So ETH Lisbon is a really cool event that will happen on the 22nd, between the 22nd and the 24th of October. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we are part of a global community of hackathons happening everywhere across the world. And finally, after a COVID break, we were able to bring the event to Lisbon and to bring a lot of hackers here as well. And the event, of course, as the name says, is focused on the Ethereum environment. So we want to bring coders focused on Ethereum to create new solutions and to bring the entire ecosystem forward as well. So we are expecting more than 200 hackers from everywhere across the world. We have people from India, South Africa, Latin America, the US, and of course Europe and Lisbon as well. And yeah, as a focus of this event specifically, we want to bring new people to the community. So students and people that want to tap their toes on Ethereum and don't have a lot of experience. So I encourage all of you to apply and to join us to Hack, because data science will be really important for blockchain. There are a lot of problems on that area, and I really believe that you guys with your skills can improve and can create some cool solutions. And if this wasn't enough, ETH Lisbon is part of also what we are calling the Lisbon Blockchain Week, which is a week full of events starting on Tuesday until Sunday. So on Wednesday and Thursday, there will be a conference with also talks about Ethereum. Of course, then Friday and Sunday are for the hackathon, but in the middle we will have a lot of side events and of course a lot of parties as well for the hackers and the whole community to enjoy Lisbon and to engage with one another. So yeah, that's us. I will leave a few links if you want to find out more in the chat, and also if you want to apply, just on the where did you find out about us, just tell that it was on Wagon, and I can like try to expedite you and to invite you all to join us.
Thank you, Diogo. Ugo, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Raquel. Thanks for inviting me for this. To everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Ugo. I've been working at Utrust for 3 years now as a software developer. And lately I've been dealing mostly with blockchain related services and also a little bit of infrastructure. What is Utrust? Utrust is a payments service company. So we are providing ways for people to pay in their everyday e-commerce shops with crypto. So you pay with crypto, the merchant gets their fiat currencies, their euros, their dollars, whatever you name it. And so that's essentially it. Really excited to be here, and I think that's it for now. We could talk a little bit more about it as we go on.
Could you like both explain a little bit more about your professional path and how you ended up where you are right now? Like, how did you find this enthusiasm for this science and crypto? I think it would be interesting for the people here to know how to pursue such path.
Yeah, Ugo, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. First of all, it's and this ties a little bit into what I just said. This is actually my first job after I left the university. I had done some internships, and I knew that I wanted to go into this company that had a product that I would be working consistently towards building a better product. I wasn't sure about the area. I had heard about crypto and about blockchain, and it was a lot of excitement when I was leaving the university. It still is, obviously, with new things coming along. And when this opportunity came up to join Utrust, everything made sense. The team is amazing. There's great opportunities for you to grow and inside the company and to learn about a lot of different things. And of course, then there was the learning about crypto, which was, for me personally, was very interesting because it gave me a lot of knowledge about not just crypto, but I ended up researching a lot and learning a lot about personal finances as well. To try to use crypto in my personal finances too. All of this, realizing the potential and the things that could be done with the underlying technology, which is the blockchain, which is, for me, the technically wise, has so much more potential than just crypto and just the things that you see right now, mostly.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, so on my side, I've been following the space for a while, since 2016. Unfortunately, I didn't buy Bitcoin or nor Ethereum at the time. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, I've been following the space for a while and always trying to understand how the technologies work and what are the problems that can be solved, and also, of course, the issues that the space has. And fortunately, I joined a place where I can bring my ideas forward. And since I have a lot of interest in the area, I've been trying to bring a lot of projects to this area, and I I've been I've been able to create some cool things, and I am also planning to create even more cool things. So, and for me personally, I think that not only the crypto space is very interesting because it's solving a lot of issues, but it's also a space that has so many things to be improved that, like, you just have to look around a little bit to find something to do and to build and to improve, and that's great because you can use your creativity to impact the space as well. So yeah, that's it from me.
Cool, and I think that's a great kickstart for my next question that will begin like the discussion. So, what problems are being solved by crypto, and how are developers solving them? This is a question for both, so feel free to.
I'll ask Diogo to let me start first because I have one example, very good.
Sure, go ahead.
Cool.
And then Diogo can give you some other projects that are also interesting in the area. So there's obviously one obvious example. It's payments, right? Crypto has some value, and you can use that value and trade it for things, or if you are into the investing, you can hold it and try to make some more value out of it. And that is mostly what we are trying to do, is to bring value to merchants by allowing anyone in the world, regardless of whatever restrictions they might have, being able to pay in their merchants with just a transaction that isn't dependent on any central authority, like I don't know if you guys are aware, but you should be, like the euro is controlled by the Central European Bank, the dollar is controlled by the US Federal Reserve, and so on. All of the fiat currencies are controlled by a particular state. And the thing with crypto and with blockchain, it's borderless. No one owns Bitcoin. No one owns Ethereum. So that's a big advantage when it comes to allowing borderless payments. It's also for Utrust, we jumped in the market from a very interesting experience that one of the founders had. He was trying to buy his holidays with Bitcoin for him and his family. And what happened was he sent his Bitcoin, and guess what? No Bitcoin and no holidays. So we entered the market also to protect and to serve as a middleman between the merchants providing the services or the products and the people that are spending their crypto, to make sure that that transaction is happening and that goods are being traded properly. So that's one of the biggest and I think the widest known use case for crypto right now. For developers, you can help us at Utrust to do more payments and make merchants earn even on the payments that they are getting. So, yeah.
Cool. So do you think that in a couple of years from now, we'll buy coffee and pay our taxes in crypto? Do you think that's going to be a reality?
Paying the taxes might not be very interesting for the government. They might want to enforce the buy. I don't want to risk coffee, but we have at Utrust we've integrated with a lot of different merchants. We have people buying houses with crypto. We have people buying cars with not us, but the merchant sold a few Teslas, I think. So there's a lot of different things, and the potential is endless. Utrust is essentially it's just a payment gateway. Any merchant from any good could integrate with us and start accepting crypto for everything in their store. They just say, I want to receive this amount in dollars, any fiat currency mostly, and we will provide the rest, the conversion, receiving the crypto, and etc.
Awesome. Diogo, I don't know if you have anything to add, because I think this is already a very interesting topic, or you'd like to also propose an even more interesting use case.
Yeah, I can give my thoughts on that, even though Hugo already covered it very well. And just to answer your question, Raquel, as well, I fully believe that in the near future, like almost every purchase will be made by crypto. And I'm speaking crypto generally, not Bitcoin or Ethereum, because I'm not predicting which one will be, but it can even be like a central bank controlled cryptocurrency or something like it. But it will be some form of crypto. And in terms of the problems being solved, I think that most generally, as Hugo explained, like crypto is like changing the current financial system, because it not only provides, like, improves the current processes that are being done, and that's like a huge improvement, but it also enables us to decentralize finance, because with crypto you don't need to trust the other party, because you know that like the protocol has like trust built into it. And also, to answer a question from the audience, that's why it's called DeFi, yeah, because like you are able to decentralize finance. With crypto, instead of going to the bank for a loan, you can go to someone else and do a peer-to-peer loan. And like before, you couldn't do this without having someone you could trust. And now, because you trust in the code, you can do it. And that's why coders are the most focal part, because like crypto, almost everything is done in code, and like programmers are the only ones that can do it. And when I say code, it can be data scientists, like smart contract engineers, and of course back-end and front-end engineers as well. So yeah, it's a bright future for people in the space. So yeah, I think this is the main use case right now, and it's also the most important one.
Cool. And what other problems do you both think that are still needing to be solved, like, but that the technology hasn't been really it's not there yet? Do you have some examples of that?
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So in terms of the problems that crypto is facing, I think that there are like two big ones. One is in terms of the reputation that it has. Like, people still believe it's like get rich quick schemes, and like I will buy Bitcoin and I will be rich a week after. And like they focus on that, and they don't focus on the super cool projects that are being done. So like a bunch of people in Portugal know Bitcoin, but they don't know Utrust. Like, I'm sure of it, and that's very sad, because like we are building so many cool things, and people focus on like that sort of thing. And of course, the problem with regulation also derives from that. And besides it, and also I think this also connects with the topic that I just referred, is like in terms of user experience. So for someone that's not tech savvy and not young and open to new things, it's very hard to use crypto at the moment. So I really think that so the solutions being done now need to focus on that, because otherwise crypto won't be mainstream in the near future. Because like you can have a super cool product, but if no one knows how to use it, and if it's always crashing, like it's not that great. So yeah.
Absolutely. I wouldn't change any of it. I think that definitely the three main issues with crypto and blockchain right now are accessibility, which is the one that Diogo mentioned, reputation, which is the first one, and the second one was, help me out,
Regulation. Yeah.
regulation, because it moves, regulation is going to move, right? And eventually we will see regulation for crypto, and we are seeing at Utrust we've had to change stuff around because of regulation. And that's for crypto and blockchain purists, regulation is like totally,
Yeah.
you don't need regulation. Regulation is the chain. It's the code that is running. The computers are dictating the rules. You don't put extra layers on top of it. And that's, I think, if you want to see mass adoption, which this is my personal opinion, okay, you guys don't base yourselves on this for anything. In the process to mass adoption, we will see regulation to give people safety when using. If you didn't have credit cards regulated or the online payments regulated, you wouldn't feel comfortable in paying your Amazon shopping with an online transaction. So you will see regulation, probably companies like Utrust coming in the market to help people with those issues, and specifically on accessibility. That's one of the things that we are constantly exploring, is how to make it simple for the users. Because I don't know how familiar you are with crypto and with blockchain, but if you want to send someone money, crypto, whatever it is, you need to either type or find a way to copy that person's wallet address. But there is no way, unless that person has published the address on their Twitter, or I don't know, even that you can't be sure that that address is that person's address and that you can send it. And if you make a mistake on a single character, your money is gone. There is no way, unless you are extremely lucky, and we are talking about like a chance that is smaller than winning the lottery or something, that you'll be able to recover that money. So I think, and again, my personal opinion, I think that is in our interest as developers to build the abstractions for which then mass adoption can come. Because I'm going to give an example. My mother and my grandmother aren't going to use crypto if they need to paste a 16 or 18 character string somewhere. They just want to send money to someone, to their daughter, to their grandson. They don't care. And that's, I believe, some of the abstractions that we want and need to build as developers.
I think that's a very interesting challenge proposed to developers. So what do you think, question for both of you, would be the steps? Should people create their own business? Should we focus on collaborating with the regulators and try to enforce a better understanding of what this is? What should be, in your opinion, of course, the way to make this more accessible to most people?
If you want, you can go, Duke. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I can go. So I think the space is changing a lot. So because in the beginning, to focus on regulators, of course, in the beginning there were the crypto heads, the Bitcoin maximalists, that for them it's anarchy and Bitcoin is the king, and those people would never work with regulators. But right now, a lot of people in the space are realizing that regulation is coming and that you should work with the regulators to improve the space. And I think that needs also to be something that has to continue to be done from the space. But I also think that on the regulator side, I think it should be they should make an effort to regulate it in a good way, not from fear, but from knowing like the engine, because like most of the regulation that is happening is either by, I don't know, like a PR stunt that a political party wants to do, or like they are afraid of something that they don't know. And like that's the biggest issue. But it's also on the crypto community to explain all of those issues and to make the job easier for regulators. In terms of like what you should be doing, I think it personally depends on your preferences. So if you are a lawyer, let's say, work on regulation. If you are a builder, work in building your own project, or like joining Utrust or something like that to help them improve. Like I think it's on your own preferences, but there's, as I said, there's a lot of things to be done. So it's not that hard to find like cool things to improve. And every day you are seeing crypto applied to new and different things. So yeah, it's a great time to enter the space for sure.
Yeah, for sure. There's a big disparity here, which is when you think about regulation, you think about things that move slowly, right? And when you think about crypto and blockchain, it's things that move very fast. Okay, so it's really a challenge, and it's really going to be a challenge for the regulation to keep up with crypto, in my opinion. But it's something that we will have to adapt, and it's something that, in my opinion, for mass adoption needs to happen. In terms of accessibility, Diogo is on the spot for me. If you have this, if you're looking into blockchain projects and you find something that you say, this is super interesting, I can see myself working on this has an amazing potential, go for it. I really do think that the blockchain technology has an enormous potential, and that there are a lot of projects out there that you can help. One thing that is very interesting about the crypto space, about the blockchain space, is a lot of things, and some of the things need to be, even when we talk a little bit more about Ethereum and smart contracts and stuff like that. I'll go back to this point, but most of the things are open source. So if you see something, if you see some project, more than likely, if it's on the blockchain space, it's open source. It's not, in case you're wondering, it's not the case with Utrust. But if you see, there are a lot of interesting projects, and I'm remembering, I'm not entirely sure of the naming. Maybe Diogo can help me, but I remember, for instance, a project that puts together the accessibility that was the Ethereum name server, which was like a DNS, a domain name server, but for you to register yourself as the owner of addresses. And when I heard about that project, it was very interesting to me, because again, one of the promises of blockchain is anonymity, but for mass adoption, you won't want anonymity. You don't want everyone to know, which is difficult when you put something on the blockchain. It's public for everyone. But you want to be able to share it and to easily send someone, right? And that project, what it was doing is associating easily some easier to spell ID to their addresses, so that they could send Ethereum more easily. So that's, for instance, one interesting project that I just off the top of my head remembered about improving accessibility in crypto.
Awesome. We also have a question. I'm sorry, I'm hearing myself. Okay, now I'm good. I don't know if there's a microphone issue. We have a question from Nuno. Do you think PR could solve that? Placing more awareness into the Portuguese normal user ecosystem could boost Utrust's footprint. I think we already covered this more or less. I don't know if you want to add something on this.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the impact of PR. I think that we need to see good projects come up and be successful. And we are seeing that from the industry, right? We are seeing, for the basic use case, which is store of value, we are seeing a lot of big names in the industry moving some amount of their treasury to crypto. We've had, I don't remember names right now, but there have been companies buying crypto and saying 10% or 20% of my treasury is going to be crypto from now on. And that for me is validation, which is one of the steps necessary for mass adoption. But that definitely I think that your question mentioned specifically for the Portuguese people. I think that we have a very, again, personal thoughts. Okay, don't quote me. I think that in general the Portuguese population has a very disparate level of the words are missing me. I'm missing the words, but you have a group, a smaller group of people who are very tech savvy, and the younger people right now are very much into apps and all of that. So I see that the younger generations will have an easier way to accept these kinds of new technologies. Diogo mentioned this as well already. But for the older generations, it might not be so easy. So it might be something that comes with time, but I'm not sure. For Utrust itself, and I'll finish with this. We are seeing amazing growth throughout the whole world. Because we're not focusing just on Portugal. We have merchants from around the world, and our sign-up rate is amazing right now. We're growing a lot. So there is definitely the industry has been validated, and there's definitely an interest. So the next step is going to be mass adoption. I'm quite sure.
Great. Thank you. And I think it's very interesting because we've been getting a lot of questions, and I was going to save them for the end, but since it kind of goes with the topics we are discussing, I think it's more interesting if we can answer some of them as we speak. So I think this is another question for you, Ugo, from Nuno as well. Like, you guys apply more a B2B approach, correct? What is your perception on the perception of Utrust existence in nowadays incumbent B2B product owners and potential account targets? You feel these target people have perception of the product you are building?
Yeah, I tried to cover a bit that because I had read the question before while Diogo was speaking. So I tried to cover that a little bit, and I do think that we are seeing a good rate of growth. It's definitely not my area as well within Utrust, but I know that the growth rate is great, and that we are seeing more and more people interested. We've seen people interested in, and when I say people, I'm saying merchants. We're seeing more and more merchants interested in learning about crypto and wanting to keep crypto. We've had initially we were abstracting crypto away completely from merchants, and now we are seeing this incrementally as merchants get more possibly fear of missing out on some crypto pump. They are more and more asking about keeping crypto and receiving directly in crypto. So the market is changing, and we need to be agile in terms of being able to deliver to the merchant, and that's something that we've been doing.
Great, thanks. And now we actually have a question, and I don't know if it's directed to anyone in specific, but since it's more since it relates to Ethereum, I think maybe it could be Diogo. And Miguel Lucas asked, what are your questions on the viability of Ethereum layer 2 solutions, in particular after the London hard fork? I don't know if you have any thoughts.
Yeah, I can answer that for sure. So yeah, like in terms of the London hard fork, it didn't do that much for the fees. Like the fees are super high as well. The only change is that now the fees are more stable. Like if they are high, they are always high. If they are low, they are always low. because now you can predict more easily the fees because you don't have to pay the tip for the miner upfront. So you can choose to do it if you want, but you don't have to. But like I don't want to get into those technicalities. In terms of layer 2 solutions, yeah, for sure they are really important. Of course, like with ETH2 rolling out in the beginning of 2022, like the fees will be lowered, and also the chain as a whole will be much more suitable for higher computation and to bring even more solutions there. But like layer 2 solutions are really important, and they're like, I don't know if you guys know, but the one of the biggest layer 2 solutions expected just launched this weekend, which is Arbitrum. They do like roll-ups, and like it completely it went like exponentially. Like they have like 2 billion already in Ethereum stored on their solution. So like it's something that the community really needs. Like I don't want to predict which solutions will be the ones that are the best, because it's really hard to see. But however, I am sure that for the community as a whole to grow, like layer 2 solutions are really important. But of course, this is really tricky to implement because you don't like for a good layer 2 solution, you have to either like keep the chain as secure as possible, keep it as decentralized as possible, but like keeping it as fast as possible, and like achieving these three things is really hard. So, but yeah, I am sure that some of it will come to fruition, and it will be a huge step forward, because right now, if you guys want to create a solution on Ethereum without funding, like it's really hard, like to mint NFTs and all of that. It's really hard to do it if you don't have funding upfront. So, and for mass adoption, like no mainstream user will pay more on fees than on the service provider. So if I want to buy an NFT and I'm paying like double the price on fees, like mainstream consumers won't do it. So this is critical also for mass adoption. And yeah, otherwise Ethereum will be surpassed by other chains that just are able to do this, even though I don't believe that will happen.
Great. And speaking of NFTs, I don't know if anyone has some questions on this, but I wanted to ask you to give for like a brief introduction of the concept and what is the underlying potential of NFTs that you see?
Yeah, so like NFTs is the word of the hour for sure in the Ethereum community. And like before explaining NFTs, like NFT stands for non-fungible token, for those who don't know. So first you have to understand what is a fungible thing. So a fungible thing is something that can be exchanged by something equal without losing value. So a banknote or a bank coin, it's fungible. So you can have two €1 coins, they are the same. If you exchange them, like they are exactly the same. You don't care which coin you have. So something non-fungible is something that this doesn't happen. So let's say a work of art is non-fungible because that's only one Mona Lisa. The rest they can be equal, but they are fake and they lose value because of that. So a non-fungible token is a token that represents a non-fungible asset. And it also represents the ownership of someone over that asset. So if I have an NFT, I know that me, Diogo, owns a specific asset. Right now, this is mainly done for, as you may be aware, for photos and videos, like JPEGs as people call it. And I think that the biggest way of seeing this is that NFTs provide a way for you to control ownership digitally. Before this, you couldn't control, and now you can control like who owns a specific digital asset to the blockchain. So everything is recorded. This is like the truly potential of NFTs is to represent ownership on the internet and the on on the blockchain, let's say. And like even though the right now the use cases are still very focused on art and games, like in the future, in the I think in the midterm future, you'll start to see NFTs representing physical assets. So you can have an NFT representing your car or your fridge or whatever. And like in the long term, NFTs will represent like digital goods on the metaverse that we can't even imagine right now. And this is already starting to happen because you have NFTs that represent digital land in a specific game. So like there are people buying like land in the game for 100,000 euros. It's an NFT, so it's like the space is huge. And if you try to look at solutions besides pictures and videos, you will see that like NFTs have a huge potential. I don't know if you guys at Utrust are planning to do something here, but yeah.
To be honest, I can't say. We aren't looking into NFTs as I don't know. We could, for instance, we could think of a marketplace or something like that. But that's that. NFTs are a little bit different than our use case, which is payments. So it's a bit. We might do some things for the community using NFTs because we are in the blockchain space and everyone wants to have a cool Utrust thing. So maybe for the community, not so much as a business case per se. I think I would just add to that NFTs are a very interesting possibility. It's not the only type of token that you can build on and create, focusing a little bit on Ethereum. As you guys might know, all of these interesting DeFi things, they happen on the Ethereum chain, and which is to a very big extent programmable. So, and for me, what it makes it look like, it's like a database that you can program more or less, because you can think of the blockchain as your data source. And then once you think about it like that, the potential to do anything is there. You can build your smart contracts can interact with other contracts. There have been so many projects, like people building games on the blockchain, people building NFTs to represent ownership. The potential is really limitless.
And actually, we have 10 more minutes, so if you have any other questions, feel free to put them on the questions tab, and we'll see if we have time for everyone. But we also have a question here from Nunu, and I think it's focused to Hugo. When you receive payments in crypto from the consumer, you always convert it to fiat for the business, or there is a possibility for the business to receive straight in crypto? If so, what is the percentage, high-level estimate, of clients that are requesting this option? I don't know if you can divulge this. Also, do you feel the request is for holding or for doing the conversion themselves to lower operation cost? To pay upfront for having that conversion performed from a company like Utrust? Interesting question.
Yeah, so the thing about Utrust is that we aren't giving the merchant the conversion value. If the merchant is receiving is selling a good for 10 euros, they are getting 10 euros minus the Utrust fee. That's it. It's not however much we can trade on whatever the market is. I can tell you, however, that what we've learned from the merchants is that they want to keep it, and that's why we announced recently that we would be providing staking possibilities for merchants. So they would store their crypto and earn revenue on top of that. So they would actually be making money on top of the payments that they are already getting. which is very interesting possibility, and it's only possible because of the blockchain and the crypto space. No other payment provider would tell you receive money and we will give you money on top of that. It's some, when you think about it like that, it's just excuse the expression, it's just bonkers that you can tell people we will give you more money than what you actually got for selling your product. Yeah, I don't know if I covered it. I think that there are some questions on the questions tab, though. I don't know if you want to go through them, Raquel.
Yes, of course. So we have a question from Vitor. Favorite altcoin?
UTK. That one is simple. Utrust coin. We actually was part of the founding for Utrust. We started as an ICO. If you guys are not familiar, it's initial coin investment. Sorry, yeah. Offering. Sorry, yeah. Initial coin offering, and that's how we got the funding round for Utrust. And the token is the UTK. You can look it up. It's on the Ethereum chain. And that's obviously my favorite one.
Diogo.
Yeah, so my favorite altcoin is, I don't know, Polygon or Link, because they built on top of Ethereum. So they help to improve the Ethereum ecosystem. So I like them a lot. And yeah, if you guys look it up, they are cool projects. And I'm saying that I like them not because they are valuable, but because I think the projects that they represent are really cool. So yeah, this is not investment advice. So yeah.
Yeah, like disclaimer.
Exactly.
And also we have a question that was also half an hour ago from Thiago. Are you following the El Salvador experience? I am not familiar with it. I don't know if you are.
I just heard briefly about it, that El Salvador was making Bitcoin their unofficial currency in the country. I don't know more. I did hear some people saying the market was crashing because of El Salvador, because everyone was dumping Bitcoin. I don't know if it's true. I'm really not following, but it's definitely a step in mass adoption as well.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that. Yeah, I think it's cool to see a country adopt it. It's really cool. In the case of El Salvador, I think there are some issues there because this acceptance is related to PR from their government. So I think they don't have the best intentions with it. So they aren't trying to be disruptive. And I also think that I really don't know if for El Salvadorians it's a great thing to have Bitcoin as legal tender, because most of them are being forced to use it just because their government wants it. So yeah, even though I think it's cool to see a country accept it and that more countries will start to do it, in the case of El Salvador, I think there are some issues there. And so yeah, I don't have a more complete answer than let's say.
I think it's already very interesting, and I didn't know it, but I think it's an interesting use case to keep an eye on to see how it goes. And we also have another question, and it's from Jose. Let's say I want to provide a service and sell it online, getting my payments through Utrust. Do you guys also provide tools to help determine VAT tax for invoicing? I'm looking for a way to receive payments in crypto, but also avoid all the headaches with taxes. Any comments on this?
Yeah, we do have an invoicing solution precisely for services and whatnot. I am not entirely sure how are the utilities for taxes, but do sign up and we will be more than happy to have you as a case study for, who knows, improving the utilities for the people who are using the invoicing feature. That would be amazing.
Awesome. And these last two questions from Nunu and then Joan. This one is from Nunu. Crypto stacking is cool application and use case for business. How do you feel that fits into high capital usage like consumer goods supply chain? Because having the revenue locked can impact their payment capability to the downstream players.
Sorry, I was reading the question. Yeah, for sure that there will be some implications in losing their ability to move the funds. But like I said, this is a feature that we announced, and it's obviously going to be optional. We're never going to make it so that your money is now locked for us with us for 6 months. So wait 6 months and you will get the money that your users paid, that your customers paid. That's never going to be the case. But there's definitely interesting challenges there that we need to explore together with the merchants. And that's also has been one of the most interesting things of the whole process, is learning a little bit more as we go on what people really want in the crypto space and what do the merchants, which are our main clients. Utrust is a B2B2C company, mostly for the payment gateway. So it's been very interesting to know how we can make it easy for the buyers to pay, but also to make it interesting for the merchants to stay on board and to start accepting crypto with us.
Awesome. And final question from Joan. Do you guys know if it's possible to volunteer as a data analyst and learn blockchain? I would love to try in case there's a chance. I'm not sure. I would say maybe you guys know something about it, but I think it's very, very interesting. I think there's always a way to learn these things.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, in terms of our hackathon, we have been getting a lot of applications from data scientists that are trying to build things on top of blockchain. And like when you say learn about blockchain, like you can interact with blockchain without having to code in Solidity or smart contracts. So there are so many libraries right now to interact with the blockchain that you can learn how to do it without having to code. But like if you do want to learn it, I think it's really easy to do it. So when you have like the foundational basis of programming, you can just build on top of that, and I'm sure that you'll be the most complete data scientist a crypto company has, because you will be able to not only develop on the blockchain but also do data science. So yeah, I do think it's possible, and I encourage you to do so.
Yeah, for sure there are some data science projects out there. I can't name one, but there are. You said volunteering, so I'm assuming something like open source or something like that. But I'm sure that you can find some projects that will use data science, because like I said, blockchain is just a data source, and once you look at it like that, you can use it and extract data from it to build your, and now I'm going into uncharted land because this is data science is definitely not my expertise, but you can use it to build your data warehouses and whatnot, and try to extrapolate data from the blockchain. There are some interesting projects that try to do just that. One of them, not projects, but I would call it even technologies. For instance, the chain analysis technology, they are trying to track the movements of money to understand if it's fraudulent transactions or the funds have fraudulent origins or not. And then it's more or less, I'm not sure if it could be called data science, because it's more data presentation, but the blockchain is structured in a certain way, and for instance, Etherscan for Ethereum or any block explorer is showing you data that isn't just like that on the blockchain. They are storing data, they are calculating stuff, and that is definitely also for me an example of data science. But again, not my expertise, and I'm not sure if either of the projects are open source.
Okay, thank you, Hugo, Diogo, and everyone that has put some questions and stayed here. Chiara, I don't know if you're there, if you're joining to close the session. I think we are we are almost done.
Yeah.
Before we end, if you don't mind, let me just say that if you want to work and in small teams in this very exciting industry with a lot of opportunities to grow and the flexibility to change your focus, we are hiring at Utrust. So drop by the website and feel free to join.
And Diogo, something about ETH Lisbon?
Please apply, because we are looking for very diverse profiles, and as I said, like, data science is really critical, and like these hackathons from personal experience are really crazy. So who knows, you can like meet your next employer there, because there are CEOs coding next to students. So yeah, just apply, and I'm sure you will learn a lot, because most people in the community are very open to explaining things, and since everything is open source, like, everyone is super open to explaining and showing how everything works. And yeah, if you guys want to reach out to me directly, I will also leave my email here, and you can ask whatever questions about the hackathon that you have.
Great. Oh, and also, if you're looking for any job related to fintech, crypto, blockchain, in our talent page at the Fintech House website, we have a lot of open vacancies from the startups that are in our community, from product, IT, developer, marketing. So if you're interested in working in a co-working space or in a very interesting startup, go check it out. And yeah, thank you all for coming, Chiara.
Yeah, I mean, just once again, thank you all. Thank you, Raquel, for moderating this really interesting talk. Thank you, Diogo, and thank you, Ugo. I personally love talks. I think it's one of the best ways to actually organize an event, share insights, share whether it is an opinion, a link. It's always good to share new information and get to know new projects. And I also myself learned many new things today. So I just left a couple of links. I left a link on the chat about the Fintech House, so go check it out. Left a link about Wagon Lisbon if you want to get to know a little bit more what we do in terms of courses of either web development or data science. And also, finally, I left a link of the Crypto Week series. I know that some of you are already subscribed to the full series, so you have access to all events. If you don't, and you just came by for this talk, you actually have the chance to subscribe to the other workshops coming in these days through the landing page. I think we can officially declare this session as closed. And once again, thank you all for coming today. I hope I will see you tomorrow then in our API Applied to Crypto workshop tomorrow at 1 p.m. So lunch break with us. All right. Thank you all guys for coming, and see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye.